Well, an inspired win by our guys. Proud of the whole team, proud of our seniors for responding to the adversity that we've had, and coming out with great energy, and knew we needed to start fast. Thought we did start fast. Thought that defense really made them one-dimensional early on, and then we did some really good things. Avery and DJ rushing the football kind of opened up a lot of things. Avery was healthy, as everybody could see, and so that really makes our offense a lot better. So just proud of the guys, man. We found a way to get a W, especially on senior day for the seniors.
Coach, and we noticed that you had Connor Riley down on the field, Matt Wells down there, and LePack was up?
LePack was up. Yeah.
Okay. What were your thoughts behind that?
Just to give some energy for the O-line. I thought that was going to be really important. We'd talked about it a couple weeks ago, and then this week it was my decision that you're coming down because I want your energy down there. We wanted to keep Wells and Avery together, so Clint Brown, who's was an analyst for us last year, went upstairs. He's been down on the field. He went upstairs along with Coach LePack and did the best we could of trying to give Riles the information, but I thought it was really impactful in between drives to make some adjustments, and I thank him for doing that. It was a selfless act. I said, this is what I want you to do, and he said he'd do anything for me.
Is that what you're talking about when you said you wanted Avery to cut it loose?
Yeah, we told him you're probably going to get double-digit carries. We were down Dylan today, so that was going to make him have to carry the football a little bit more. There were some things that we thought we could get in the run game with the quarterback. We were able to exploit those things early on, and then once the score got a little out of hand, then we kind of reeled him back in and didn't want to run him as much.
And after the last couple of weeks, just how much of a thrill was it for you to experience with the guys and celebrate on senior day?
No, it was a great celebration and excited for those guys, and a lot of belief from us coaches in those players, a lot of belief in what we're doing is the right thing, and what we're doing is the right way to do it and a successful way. And those kids rallied behind us as coaches, and they rallied behind each other, and this was an important win for a lot of reasons.
Reflect on your defensive effort. 3 of 12, Cincinnati was on third down and 0 of 5 of fourth down.
Yeah, big time effort on fourth down, especially because there was a handful of those that were in critical situations, and those weren't 4th and 10, 4th and 12. Those were 4th and short to medium, and Joe brought a lot of pressure, and I like the quarterback. I think he's a good player, but we just kept bringing pressure at him and getting him off his spot and forcing some of those incompletions on fourth down. The huge key at the end of the first half to be able to get the interception and not get 3 out of it. I thought Avery made a big-time play of escaping after Mott had the big interception and finding Trey Spivey, and really proud of Trey Spivey the way he stepped up.
Offense scored on over half their drives today. What helped from an efficient standpoint to help the offense stay on schedule?
Well, the fact that we rushed for 281 yards makes it a lot easier to stay on the field, and so and we didn't turn the football over. That was a huge thing. We had a couple penalties in the first half that stalled some drives out, but we played clean football from the standpoint of wanting to not turn it over. And then we were 2 of 2 on fourth down, and a couple of those were big time plays.
You mentioned Trey. What allowed him to be efficient today?
He's getting a chance to play, and he goes and attacks the football.
Coach Austin McNorton, KNCK Radio Concordia. You scored on the first drive of the game. How did that kind of create momentum, and how do you guys feel like you build off for that after the struggles on offense last week?
Well, I thought it was important for us to start fast, and one of the things we were going to do was get Avery on the edge pretty quickly, and he was able to do that and make some big runs. And then, we were able to finish the drive with Avery rushing the football. So, we were able to rush the football. Things open up.
Coach, I want to ask you about your seniors. I know you touched on it. Obviously, Brendan Mott had the interception, his first of his career. But, just what have these seniors meant to your program?
There's first-year seniors, there's 6-year seniors, and everything in between. And those 6-year guys came in with us in 2019 and weathered the storm when a lot of people maybe would have bailed after that 20 season. They didn't. They've been the foundation for our program. They mean the world to me. I'd do anything for them. They've always had my back, and that is something that is so important. When you're going to have a player-led program, the relationship between the head coach and those kids is so important, and those guys got my back.
The other thing I have for you, Coach, is, I mean, you talked about Avery with 10 carries tonight, but Joe Jackson, 10 carries as well. Where have you kind of seen him progress this year?
Well, he's always a really good player, but you got Dylan and DJ back there, and we didn't have Dylan available, and so he was going to play some. And it's like Trey Spivey. You know, there's some other guys that maybe are older that are in front of you, but you're going to get an opportunity. When you get an opportunity, make the most of it. And Joe Jackson's a really good football player, and it excites me to know that we've got Joe Jackson for a while, and we've got Trey Spivey for a while, and those kids are impact guys.
You called Trey Spivey a stud, and I'm curious if you can elaborate a little bit on that. Just what makes him special, and what's his potential?
He's so physical, and he attacks the football, and he runs through arm tackles, and he's a violent kid when he catches it, and that he's got an attitude to him that's a lot of fun to watch. And what you guys see out there is the same way that kid practices, and that's what's special about that kid. He practices so hard because he wants to be great.
We ask all the time, but DJ Giddens is on pace, I guess, for the most average yards per carry, and he just seems like he's really having a special year for you.
Yeah, and he's been banged up, and I thought he was as healthy as he's been in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and it's great when he's healthy, Avery's healthy. It makes our offense a lot more difficult to stop.
Part of the other kind of consequence of not having Dylan is not having him in the return game at all. Can you kind of talk about Bryce Nornberg and what he's done to kind of earn that spot?
Yeah, scout team, it matters, and he's done a great job getting jet sweeps on scout team and running through the smoke and being the scout team kickoff returner. And I went to Cats on Tuesday or Wednesday after we had some developmental stuff, some young guys against young guys, and he took one and really ran hard. And I said, Cats, what about Bryce? He goes, I love Bryce. He'll stroke it up in there. Let's give him a shot. And with this redshirt rule, you can play the kids 4 games. That was just his first game. So excited for him. And then we've got a lot of confidence in Sterling back there on punts.
Anything else? Just go ahead with that one. There were a handful of seniors that didn't go through the senior day ceremony. Is there anything to certain situations there?
No, a lot of them went through it last year. And, you know, that's an emotional time. And, Hank and Casey Feldkamp, they handled that. I wasn't going to tell the kid what he could and didn't have to do. But we had a lot of guys go through it last year that they felt, we did that once.
Last one, Mitch, you good? Okay.
Awesome, guys. Thanks.